No idea how to do that. All right, everybody. Looks like we are on, some form of live. I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. Let's see. I'm going to go to my YouTube, check to see if it's on. I'm using a whole nother, thingamajig here. Let's see. So we'll see. I'm going to go to my channel first, see what's going on, and then we'll go from there. It says we're live. I have no idea if we are. Worst case scenario is if this is a complete bomb, then no problem. Oh, look. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Wow. All right, everybody. So, not exactly sure who wants to join in tonight, and that's totally okay. I don't expect anybody to. This was something that I wasn't really planning on doing, totally impromptu. Just figured I'd try to catch up for a little while. I don't plan on doing this very long. We'll see how many people show up, if anybody at all, because like I said, it wasn't announced. And even when they are announced, nobody actually shows up anyway. And I'm watching it because I'm trying to see how it comes out. Allegedly, this is supposedly 4K. I don't think this is 4K at all. But let me see. I want to see if I can kind of change that. Let's see. Let's go to video. Oh, I don't think I can because I'm live. Uh-oh. All right. So anyway, the reason why I'm doing this is to just kind of get a brief feel of, how this platform works. It says here that the YouTube stream is good. So it's not excellent, which is kind of a bummer. But, it's okay. It says just now, YouTube stream health is good. YouTube stream health is excellent. That lasted about 3.5 seconds. And then went back down to good. So, it's good. Good is better than bad, right? So like what we said, we'll see here how it goes. I don't even know. Let's see. Let's see. Wow, this is really. So I'm using this new thing called Prism Live Studio, and it's kind of cool because it has a bunch of different things. So there's like, different types of stuff that you can add, which is it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know if you guys are into this stuff or not, but this is pretty much what I've been playing around with for a couple of days. Like I said, I have no idea what the hell this is right now. So let me get rid of this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it seems like, yeah, that's not what I want. Let me delete that. All right. Yeah, so I'm just kind of messing around with this for, shits and giggles, just to see like if this is better than like StreamYard and stuff like that. Because, I think one of the things that I'd always say is that it's good to kind of get, into different things, I guess. Oh, there's a neon one. Let's try that. And then I'm going to push it over to, oh shit. Yeah. And then when you're like me and you don't really ever do these things, it's kind of, you kind of start to realize, a little bit out of my element, a little bit out of my element. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to see like how to fix things and do certain things. And so it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I think it's interesting. Most people may not, but I do. I think it's kind of interesting. Am I seeing the two squares? Are they there still? I'm not seeing jack shit. Oh, wait, maybe I am. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hello, Rabbi. Here, I'm going to blow up the comments here. All right. Are you still seeing two squares? All right. So now you guys can see, this is why I like this program. Like, I'm not really adept in changing things. I mean, StreamYard is okay, but it's kind of like, I don't know, you got to pay for everything. And I'm like, I'm not paying for shit. So are you seeing the two squares? I don't see any squares. They're on all the channels. Oh, neat. I like that. So, okay. So are you seeing all this, the rectangles with the comments? So you're really not seeing anything else, I don't think, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it just kind of gives me the ability to kind of keep up with people who are leaving comments and stuff like that. And then you guys can see it. So this thing that I'm using is called Prism Live Studio. They have paid me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to get used to, maybe just like doing certain things that I don't normally do in regards to YouTube and everything else. But it's really going to be about like, what do you guys see? And, yeah, Rabbi saying he's seeing all the comments and your my social security number, date of birth, and all my fears. My God, I can't believe. What if I do it like this? Is that better? Can you still see that? Is it still in the visual box? I believe it is. And then I could even do this if I wanted to, right? Ooh, that's cool, right? So I just think, like I said, it's nice to play with things. It's nice to try to figure out like how things are going. So I don't know, just messing around with stuff. Or do you guys want it here, like in the main sphere? Do you want it over my face? Like way over to the left. Is it your left? Because it's my right. All right, so we'll do that. That's so you can see my pretty face. I know, Rabbi. I know what you're about. So anyway, I haven't really been doing anything gun tubing wise for multiple reasons. For a multitude of reasons. Reason number one is I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like bored of gun stuff. I still carry, I still shoot, but I just kind of got bored of it. I kind of got tired of always commenting about guns. And oh, you want me to cover my face? Okay. I'm not doing it. I'm not listening to you. So, one of the things I would say is that for me, I've been kind of debating what to do for my channel. I mean, there's a couple of things I still have to work on that I never did. I'll probably do it at some point, now that it's finally getting warm out again. But I haven't really put much effort into it. I don't really have that drive anymore to, make videos that maybe 1,000 people watch at best. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying like, there's other things that I'm doing for myself that I'm enjoying more, that I'm not recording, so I think that's kind of, that's kind of where I'm at. So, and Rabbi saying he just started golfing. I mean, it's just different, I think as time changes and you kind of think about, some of the things that are out there on YouTube, and I don't know, I get kind of tired of the same old people doing the same old stuff. So I just got, just got tired of it. But I do like doing the live chats. Those are always fun. I've considered doing more of those, but it's like I said, anytime you do anything, it takes effort and it takes energy and it takes a lot of time. And for me, I am not sure if I want to dedicate that time anymore to it. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at with things. Hi, Scott. How you doing? But it doesn't mean the channel is going to go away. It just means, we're getting on kind of a slight hiatus, and we're just trying to kind of just piecing it together, just go one day at a time. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. So there's all kind of things that I can do on this in case you guys are, wondering. So like, I don't know what this is. I could do that. No idea what that is. I have no idea how to get rid of it. So let's see. How do I get rid of this? Oh, I can draw too. Oh God. This is why you don't give me these types of tools, because it just goes bad. It just goes really, really bad. All right. So let's get rid of that. Oh, I see how to do it. All right. I got it. I got this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Boom. Not exactly sure how to get rid of that. Let me see. Scribble. Video capture. Oh, I think I figured it out. There it is. Okay, see? So there's all kinds of stuff you can do on this. So like if you're into like live streaming or stuff like that, this might be a good opportunity. I mean, you know, I've been kind of considering what else to do for a while, and I haven't really, you know, figured any of that out. But one of the things that I'm trying to kind of get used to is how to start using some of this stuff out there. I mean, there's also a bunch of youngins out there doing this kind of crap, and I always laugh because, you know, they come across as, you know, like so worldly and experienced, and then they have no experience in anything, but they're giving people advice. So that's, you know, I don't know. It's kind of cringy, I guess. So Scott is saying he's going to trade a couple pistols tomorrow. My local has a used Bull Armory 1911 EDC, non-optics ready, and it's really nice. Oh, nice. The only thing I like about this is that when you, let me get rid of this. When you look at this stuff, right? I think I got to expand this box just a little bit. Oh, see? And that's the thing I don't like. So it's, you know, it's almost like you have to pick and choose in regards to these comments. So let's get rid of that for now. I'm going to try a different box and see what that looks like. So there's the chat. Let's add a chat source. All right. So there's bubbles, there's boxes, there's some other thing. Chat feature settings. I have no idea what this is. It is kind of funny. Like, I don't really know what any of this stuff is, but font and background setting. Ooh, wow, this is exciting. Let's go to 17. Let's go 17 font. Let's see. Wow, that's pretty tiny, right? That's what she said, right, Rabbi? Yeah, I'd be curious, Scott, what you're trading in as well. Let's try bubbles. Let's see how that goes. Apparently it doesn't go. It's not doing anything. Huh, interesting. Bubbles effect. I didn't see it go up. Did you? I didn't see anything. Did you see it? Try it again. Try it again. There we go. Bubbles. All right, now you're seeing bubbles on the screen. So every time you put something up, you'll see it come up there. So that's kind of interesting. This is kind of a neat little program. I'm not really sure how it's looking streaming wise, but oh, and of course Rabbi has to say he loves the rectangles more. All right, let's try that out. Rectangles for the win. Whoa. All right, let's see. All right, so let's see. Just trading a Magnum Research 1911 Commander. Magnum Research is nice, and it was actually made by Bull Armory, but that damn EDC is way nicer. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, sir. So let's see. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on this thing too long. A lot of things I've been doing. Been watching my beloved Knicks in New York lose the first two games in the Eastern Conference Final, only to come back yesterday and win, being 20 points down, thankfully. You know, it's It's one of my loves. I love the New York Knicks, but every year, man, every year it's a problem. Armsman, what's up? I wish Icarus would get back to me regarding holsters for their grip modules, even after the live. Followed Travis' suggestions. Nothing. Anyway, hope all is well. Anything new? Well, no, nothing is new. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, they do get very busy. I will tell you that. So I would just keep trying. That's what I would do. Just keep trying. And then Rabbi's trying to convince me to do golfing. I have never. I've golfed, I think, twice my whole life, and I suck at it. So it's not my thing. It's not my thing. I just don't. I don't know, man. I've never gotten into it. I don't think I have the right mindset for golfing. I think for me, it's like it's way too relaxing. It's way too calm. You know, I don't think I'm built for that kind of stuff right now. I'm not even sure I'll ever be built for it, to be honest with you. But yeah, anything interesting going on with you guys in the gun world? I mean, I know there's been some other things on the SIGs. You know, some channel came out with this video showing what was actually causing potentially those alleged, discharges. So that was interesting. That video was very good, very good. I didn't understand half the things they were saying, but it seemed very good. Rabbi sold his Tavor. Good riddance. Aw. What do you want to talk about, Rabbi? Golf or the SIG? Which one? Or the Tavor? Yeah, I don't find any enjoyment in golf. I mean, if anything, I find more enjoyment driving the cart and having way too many adult beverages, if I could say it. Yeah. So I'd rather drive the cart around. I find that to be more fun than anything else. So yeah, I've changed a couple of things. I got a desk stand now for my mic. I'm not sure if it's really good. I got this old thing right here that can barely reach out to me. So, but yeah, I haven't really done anything with guns. Yeah, I've been watching some videos here and there. I've been watching a lot of movies. I've been just kind of hanging out with the fam. My son's back from college, so we're going to be taking a road trip in a couple of weeks down to Puerto Rico. Just me and my boy. Wife's upset about it, but listen, somebody's got to do the hard work, so that'll be me. But yeah, I mean, kind of excited to be doing that. It'll be fun, and then I'll have to come back to reality, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't really done anything. And, for the first time, I have to say, I don't feel stressed out about YouTube, which is crazy. I'm just saying he misses my gun reviews. I miss them too. I just can't. Look, I'm a straight shooter. You guys know that. I just, I look at the big picture financially for me, and it just doesn't make sense to be, funding myself with these guns. And to be honest with you, you always look at the trends of where guns go. And a lot of the trends now are really just super expensive pistols, at least in my perspective, right? I mean, a lot of things on 2011s, a lot of things on, CZs, of course, because now you got the Shadow 2 carry, which I would love to get that. But, honestly, to be honest with you, I'm not sure why anybody would buy the Shadow 2 carry if you have a P01. I know you could tell me, well, the grip is different and the trigger's better, which I don't believe that for a minute, at least not on the carry model. But, I just don't really see the necessity for me to go out and spend, $1,000, $2,000 on a handgun anymore. Like those days for me, I think are in the past, and I'm okay with that. If there are things that are coming out that are a little bit more affordable, that make more sense, I think that's important. I think also when you look at the trends of YouTube and the YouTube community, the gun community, of course, they will advertise anything on their channels and then say you need to buy it, not realizing that the majority of people are just not in that market, not because they don't want to be, but because they have other obligations that prevent it, and I'm sorry, like I don't want to be part of that anymore, to be honest with you. Yeah, and Scott's saying he played with the Shadow 2 carry. I'm not impressed. I mean, I think it's nice that's optic capable. It's got some nice serrations on the slide, and maybe the shape of the grip is more like a Shadow 2 as a whole. But I'm not really certain that paying an exorbitant amount of money that's almost an identical pistol to a P01, which is a very tried and true handgun. It's been tested. It's been run through everything and anything, and for people to kind of discount that just to say they got to get a P0 or a Shadow 2 a carry, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of lame. That's just my opinion. But you see it all the time. I mean, you look at the YouTube channels out there, and to be honest with you, some of them are kind of like surprising, right? When a certain reviewer has the same, like the gun from the same manufacturer every other week, or they get these crazy priced handguns and then they're telling you to go and pay for it, and they probably didn't. So I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, man. It just kind of leaves a bad taste after a while. Yeah, I mean, Scott, I think you're saying it just perfectly. Like, I've never finger banged it myself, but at the same time, I think once they change the operation, whether it's decocker or if it has the drop safety in there. I mean, maybe it does change the parameters of the trigger, so the triggers don't feel as smooth or as superior as, let's say, a Shadow 2 or Shadow 2 Compact. Yeah, I believe it. Rabbi saying he's all about home defense weapons since I moved into a city. Still just running the AR for the job, but I could do better. Just get a flamethrower. Flamethrowers are pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I have the the Icarus lower for my Ruger, which is great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty awesome, and it's easy for me to talk about. I didn't pay for it, but I think that's kind of where I stop. I'm not going to be doing anything that's just crazy expensive, crazy stupid. It's just not going to happen anymore. Yeah, I mean, I know that about the shotguns too, about this idea that if they hear the racking of that shotgun right away, people pucker up quite a bit. And you're probably right. I mean, I've never had that experience per se, but you're probably right. But then again, I mean, I think for the most part, most of us would agree we do know the sounds of a shotgun racking, and that it's such a nice sound, right? But I think for the average crackhead or the heroin addict who's breaking into your house, I don't really think that's going to matter. I don't think they'd know what the hell that sound was even if you showed it to them. So yeah, and I agree with that, Rabbi. Most sane people are not breaking into your house in the middle of the night. I do think if you blind them with a flashlight, I think that leaves a more lasting impact. But you know how it is. So yeah, I mean, I've been looking at some things. I mean, Smith and Wesson came out with a couple of new pistols, and they were like, everybody's like, oh my god, they're so amazing, and they're kind of cool, but I mean, if you already have them, like, or something like it, why do you need another one? I know that's bad for me to say, but that's how I've been feeling lately. It's like I've kind of just lost my passion for buying new firearms. And that's kind of crazy because I'm not really sure, like, if I was going to go and buy a gun right now, I don't even know what I'd want to buy. I think really, to be honest with you, the only gun that I have, I think on my, at this point, maybe on my want list, I would say it's probably going to be, and I know you guys are going to probably say, what? It's probably going to be the Dan Wesson. The DWX. I don't know what it is about that gun. I just think that that gun would be the one gun that I'd want to get more than anything else that's out there right now. I think it fits a lot of different things that people want, right? So you got kind of that 2011-ish type of feel, but then you also have the CZ magazines. And so I think that's, that's kind of where I'm looking at it, where I say to myself, man, that probably would be the gun that I would get. If there's one gun right now, that would probably be it. Not to say that any of the other guns suck. It's just that, I think that's just kind of a unique type of gun because of the features. But I could be wrong. Tell me what you think. And I've been watching YouTube and I've been watching like some channels. None of them are gun related. One channel, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I've been watching this guy called the Sewer King. I don't know if you guys watch that guy, but I have to say, he makes me laugh. It makes me laugh every time he makes a video. So the Sewer King is probably one of the funnier channels out there. He just rips apart like just about everybody. He ripped apart David Goggins. I think it's his name, David Goggins, right? He's ripped apart, all the Paul brothers and just a bunch of other people. He had a good video on, I want to say it was either today or yesterday, where he talks about, they did a punching contest with some of the biggest influencers, and it was pretty funny. So if you guys get a chance, check out Sewer King. It's a pretty funny channel. Scott's saying he'd rather send out his steel frame manual safety P01 and have either Cajun or CZ Customs do their magic on it, and it would be so much better than the Shadow 2 carry. Interesting. Well, I mean, in essence, what is the Shadow 2 carry? It's a P01. I mean, tell me what the difference is, and I think that's where I have to laugh, because when that gun came out, everybody's like, oh my God, it's such an amazing gun. It's a blah, blah, blah. But like, what is the difference? What's the difference? Can anybody tell me? Better trigger? No. Maybe better ergonomics, but I think that's debatable. An optic capable slide? Who cares? Right? Like, so what's so good about it? Just that it says Shadow 2 on it? I mean, meh. Whole lot of meh. So that's my take on it. Take it for what it's worth. It's not worth much because I've never even held the gun. So let's see. What else have I been watching? I don't know if you guys are into like any TV shows, but I've enjoyed thoroughly the new show that is now over. It was a miniseries. It was Andor, season 2 on Disney. I know I shouldn't say that word, but yeah, if you didn't check that show out, if you're a Star Wars fan, I would highly recommend checking it out. It was really a well done show. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and Scott's saying he prefers the Palm Swell rubber grips over the aluminum. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think when it came out, everybody was like, oh my God, it's amazing, but I don't see anything. Andor, I'm amazed you have children. I do have children, man. Listen, I like science fiction. What's wrong with that? Don't be a bully, Rabbi. Such a damn bully. I feel like somebody's trying to get in my room here. Maybe it's me. But yeah. So nothing on the gun front. I mean, has there really been anything out there right now that you guys could say is just really phenomenal? Is really just you're so glad they came out with the gun. Like, what is it? Like, what would you say would be the one gun right now that is like, oh my gosh, what an amazing firearm? Rabbi saying I'm a Trekkie. Pistol Pete is saying, did it freeze? What froze? Did the stream freeze? It might have. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know how to monitor it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get anything saying it froze. And then Scott saying, don't anybody say Stargate. What's wrong with Stargate, man? The original was pretty good with Kurt Russell. The TV show, not so much. Yeah, the original. The original rocks. Maybe that should be my next venture on YouTube, is doing reviews on movies. That's something I've actually thought about doing because I love movies. I love watching movies. And I've watched a ton of them. So for me, that's kind of like another thing that I'm just into. So did the stream freeze? I don't know. I don't think it froze. Scott called that a good show, man. The Expanse. That was a great show. That was a really, really good show. That was, I think, Sci-Fi is one of their best shows they've ever had. Actually, that was really good. Okay, Pete finally buffered on his end. Good. If I'm freezing or anything, just guys let me know because I have no idea. Like I said, I'm using this Prism Live Studio. I just want to see how it comes out streaming wise, and that's why I'm not going to be on much longer. I just wanted to give it a test run, see what you guys think about it. But I don't know if you guys remember Battlestar Galactica. That was a great show back in the day, right? And then they redid it on Sci-Fi, which initially I'm going to tell you I wasn't too happy about it. They have a female Starbuck, which was a little different because I don't know if you remember, Dirk Benedict was the original Starbuck. And then what else? Yeah, I mean, that was a good show. It actually turned out to be a really good show. The OG was great. That was great. Dirk Benedict, Starbuck. I forget the guy who played Apollo, but then you had Lorne Greene as Admiral Adama. That was a great show. That was like one of my favorite shows. And then they redid it, which was good. And initially I hated it because they kind of changed everything. But if you watch the entire show, it was actually really excellent show. And I don't know if you guys remember, Dirk Benedict was the original face man from the A-Team back in the day. That's right. I never got into Babylon 5. That wasn't a big one for me. I never watched it, to be honest with you. So, yeah. So those are just some of the things I've been doing. Watching movies, just hanging out, just doing basic stuff. Nothing much. And like I said, on the gun front, I don't know, man. It's like how many guns that are basically the same could you buy? I mean, some people say, oh my God, I got to buy guns. And great. I just don't, I don't know. I'm just thinking for me personally, it's, like I have things that I have that are new that I haven't even done anything with. I just don't really care to make a video on it. Yeah, and I might get back into it. I mean, there's a couple of things I want to do. I got to do the Icarus gun because that thing is great. It really is. I actually want to do, just a couple of reviews for Core Essential. I got some belts back there that they sent that I want to do because I love their stuff and I might as well do it. I have this company. What is it called? Aimwin, I think. They make red dots. I don't know if any of you guys have any experience with them, but apparently they were at one time. They were. I forget what the name of their original company was, but then they changed the name of the company at Nightwing. So apparently it went from Nightwing to now Aimwin, which is kind of interesting. So they're going to send me an optic. I just said, yeah, go ahead, send it to me. And then I found out it was Nightwing. So I don't think it's going to be that good of a review. Nightwing had sent me something a while ago and I took it out to the range and it stopped working. I mean, just like, hey, what's up, Rotodima? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, I took it out to the range. I got maybe 5 rounds through it and the light got so bright. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then when I tried to do, try to reduce the brightness of it, it froze. You couldn't even shut it off. So I took it off and threw it in the woods. Arnson saying gun tube from New York is pretty tough. Support is discouraging. Yeah, and I think that's also a part of it. Like you put a lot of effort into it and you don't really see the returns. And I'm not sitting here bad mouthing anything or anyone or saying that I quit because I don't. I just don't see, logistically and logically, right? Like I'm putting out thousands of dollars to get back maybe $10 to $100. I mean, that you can only do that for so long before you start to say this is just not productive, And you guys could say, or I don't think you guys would say it, but I'm sure somebody will say, "Oh, well, maybe your channel sucks," and you're probably right. It probably does suck, to be honest with you. But I also think it makes it extremely difficult when there's all these products out there, and then when they find out you're in New York, they say, "Hey, man, we can't send it to you." So it kind of sucks. Rabbi was saying, was it the battery? You know, I thought it was the battery initially, and what was happening was when I took the optic off, the battery kept moving out because it was a side whatever you want to call it, the side container for the battery, whatever. And so it was like the battery and the thing inside of it just wasn't holding it, so there was no connection. So for some reason, if you would pull the tray out, it would shut off, but you could turn it back on and shut it off. But when you actually put it in, you tighten the screw, it either shut off completely or it wouldn't shut off at all. It would just stay on. So I was just like, you know what? It's ridiculous. So we'll see. Maybe they did some improvements. Maybe AIMWIN will be a little bit better. And if it is, I'll let you guys know at some point. Pistol Pete has never shot a Glock. What does it feel like? Just think about the weirdest angle and the blockiest, like holding a brick in your hand. I think that would be a good way to describe it. Let's see. Road Diamond saying I had a 365 fuse since it came out, but recently picked up FM Reflex XL. Really? Interesting. That, see, like, and that's kind of like the guns that I'm still interested in, or like the smaller, thinner guns. And I know the FN was really nice. You know, I love the 365 fuse, but I also have an Icarus lower for it. You know, maybe my attitude would change a little bit if I didn't. But I also really like the Canic. You know, I really like the Glock 48 still. I mean, I just like the slim guns. I just feel like, you know, they're right for me, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, so the arms are saying nobody wants to deal with New York. Well, we suck. Yeah, you know, it's unfortunately, you know, but I think that's going to be on me to try to figure out something clever to do, right? Because, you know, I enjoy doing these. I enjoy conversing with people out there. And I think people who are still watching my channel, who show up to these lives when I do them, are the people that keep kind of making me want to do more. Because even though I don't get anything from it financially, I just like the conversations. I like the comments and everything, you know, for the vast majority of people who watch the stuff. And that's important. You know, it's important for me to be able to kind of have those conversations, even though they are virtual. But I think it's also important for people like in my state to kind of say to the world, hey guys, like we're still here, you know, don't discount us, even though every single manufacturer for the most part discounts us everywhere and anywhere because they don't want to, you know, send us anything, which, you know, it's all good. It's all good, guys. And then what do you guys think about the new VP9s that came out? You know, I mean, what is it, the VP9C or some shit like that? I don't know. You know, again, marketing, right? You know, they came out. It's basically a little bit smaller than the original, which I think was a good idea because the one thing about the original VP9 was that it's a great gun. I think most people would say it's a great gun, but at the same time, it's big. It's a bigger gun. It's a full size grip. I don't think people needed that. I think a compact version Glock 19 size would have been, you know, even better. Took them a little while to do it, but you know, HK, they don't give a shit what anybody thinks. They just do whatever they want. Uh-oh, Scott's trying to ban Rabbi. Yeah, and then trying to think what else. What else have I seen recently that it just was like whatever, man. You know, in regards to the gun stuff, like I don't really watch gun tubers anymore. I can't stand it. But I've been watching some Focus Trip. I don't know if you guys watch him as well. What's up, Big Daddy G? Holy cow, man. My God, it feels like it's been like 10 years, man. I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing well too, sir. But I watch Focus Trip stuff because he calls out everybody. I think it's kind of funny. Like I like that. I like when you have other YouTubers that are much more, you know, savvy than I am, and you know, maybe have a larger following and all this other stuff. But when they start calling out everybody, I think it's great. I think it's great. Yeah, it's not necessarily about the drama. It's just the fact that, you know, I think some people need to have that happen to themselves. You know, their egos are getting way too big, way too inflated. Scott saying I'm in Focus Trips Discord. Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah, he's interesting. It's an interesting group of characters that he does this with. Not sure how to take some of the stuff he does, but you know, for the most part, it's pretty good, pretty decent. And then trying to think if there's any other gun tubers. I mean, there's just not. I mean, And like I said, it's not against anybody. I just don't care. Lake Ozark saying he's back into golf, bought new stuff for most likely the last time and enjoying the exercise. Yeah, it's funny, like I've been really doing that. I've been on a diet for like 3 months and, crazy enough, like I've dropped about, I'd say 20 pounds. So I'm actually 20 pounds lighter than I was 3 months ago, which, you kind of go through the motions and you don't realize it. And then when you actually are making those gains and you begin to see and feel differently, like, holy cow, I can't believe it. Yeah, I agree. There's not many honest people. It's funny. If I was to take a survey of everybody who's been with this channel since like forever, I'd like to know from you guys, what do you think was my most hated video I ever made? Because I got a comment on a video that was, I think, my most hated video, and it never ends. It's like one of my most popular is the one that most people hated. So I'd love to know like what you guys are thinking. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, Rabbi, right? Like, and it really, I think it's a controversial diet that I've been doing. But for me, it seems to be working. So I started doing the carnivore diet, and it's not super strict, but it's all animal protein. Like tonight, I ate an entire rotisserie chicken, and some people say, "Oh my God, that's a lot." But you have to realize you're not really eating anything else except for that. You're just eating the protein. So it's like there's no more potatoes, no more rice. And as a Puerto Rican, not eating rice, guys, it's been hard, but I've done it. And there's no sugars, no nothing. So I cook with, and I know it's going to sound horrible, right? So I cook with butter, no oils. I usually eat a couple of steaks. I maybe eat some ground beef, chicken. I've been mixing vegetables here and there, so it's more like a keto / like carnivore diet, but it's actually been pretty good. Like I feel great. I don't have as many pains and aches as I used to. And so far I feel pretty good. So 20 pounds less has really been exciting for me. Oh, look at Rabbi. There's no protein in eggplant. Sorry. Although I do know what you mean, sir. The video where he said the same thing over. Oh yeah, the what the hell was that? That was the P10C video. That was oh my God, what was the words I kept saying? Shit. I can't remember. I can't remember. But that's actually not the video I was thinking. So I got another comment on my Walther CCP videos. And I tell you, man, out of all the guns I reviewed over the years, I don't know what the deal is with people in that gun. It seems like the vast majority of people that watch those videos, they hate me when I bash that gun. Oh, the rabbi saying I did that keto diet 5 days later. The paramedic who was picking me up told me maybe it wasn't a good fit. Yeah, I guess it's different genetics, man. Scott saying stop buying processed cold meat, just buy rotisserie, strip it, and then gives me cold meat for the week. Yeah, I mean it's a good idea, and if you can cook your own stuff, I'd always recommend that. Lake Ozark saying he had a fatty liver. Yeah, I have a fatty liver too, man, and I don't drink. Like I drink a little bit, but not like heavy. I don't know, it's weird. Let's see, 1776 CZ just came out with an all FD P10C, less than 400. How to buy it? Yeah, that I saw was pretty good. Big Johnson actually sent it to me in KS, and it's funny because they like text me, and I don't even text them back anymore. So they're probably like, "What is wrong with this guy?" But I just, like I said, man, I just kind of been doing my thing, and I've been a bad friend, that's for sure. Pistol saying you like that video I didn't show. Let me tell you, that gun was that gun is the biggest piece of shit ever. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I could care less what any big YouTuber says. I could care less who watches that video and says, "Oh, you suck." That Walther CCP is a ginormous fucking piece of shit. And if you guys like it, great. Go and buy it. Wait till you get through 100 rounds and it turns like 900 degrees, or the slide doesn't move anymore, or some other thing that happens. That gun's a piece of shit. Gun's a piece of shit. And for those of you out there who never saw those videos, by all means, check them out. I've shot all of them. The CCP, the M1, the M2 Plus, garbage, total garbage. In my opinion, those guns were never meant to be shot with a 9mm cartridge. That's a 380 cartridge at best. Gas blowback system, my ass, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And my thing is to say, if that gun was so good, why doesn't that gun get more pop than it does? You know? And it doesn't. And Arms been saying another Gen 3. Well, if it's a Gen 3 where they don't have that gas blowback system, great. I'll take a look at it. But yeah, I will never, ever back down to that fight with the CCP. And, you can, and people have said, oh man, mine's been flawless and blah, blah, blah. Well, great. I'm glad. Yours is working. Fantastic. Mine sucks. Or mine did suck. I sold that piece of shit within 3 days. And then when they sent me and the crazy part was that I actually challenged Walther to send me the M2 and the M2 Plus, and they did. And it was the same fucking thing. What a piece of garbage. Let's see. The PPS M2. I had one. I had the optic capable one, the M2. That was a good gun. I like the PPS M2. See, that was a good gun. Like if they would have made the CCP similar to that, without the problems, that'd be great. But again, remember, the CCP is a Humarex gun versus the other ones that are not. And, for some reason, people who like to bash me on that video, I guarantee you 99% of them don't even know the difference between Humarex and the main plant for Walther. So, Armstrong's definitely trolling me with that CCP. That's okay, man. I hope it works for you. Rabbi saying Canik is dog shit. I mean, I don't think they're dog shit. I think they're based on platforms that have already been done. Like I think the vast majority of the Canics came from Walther. I mean, they're basically a Walther clone. That's what they are. And it's not good or bad. It's just what they are. Could you imagine if they made a PPS M2 with a double stack capability to like 15 rounds? See, and you're not the first person. Somebody actually posted that, I think, on social media where they were talking about, or somebody was asking a question on a forum or something, and they were saying that that's what it was going to be. Like they somehow were going to remove it, but they haven't even like discontinued the CCP, which I think is crazy. That thing needs to disappear. And then the Walther 22 Magnum pistol has major issues running. I actually had, I was at a shooting range and the guy had one there. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that thing was jamming like every third round. PPS M2 internals with CCP external would have been decent. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Because the ergonomics of the gun were great. It was like a traditional Walther, like you put it in your hand, you're like, wow, that feels great. But, they didn't go the traditional route. They went this clever route that kind of sucked, in my opinion. And really, from what I know, the P22 is based off of, or I should say the CCP is based off the P22. Yeah, PPS M2 and a double stack would be fire. I don't even know. Would it be fire? I mean, I just think that there's a lot of things that still are untouched by certain gun manufacturers. I think Walther, like even with the PDP, again, everybody was like, oh my God, this gun's great. And it's a good gun, right? Good trigger, right? Nice ergonomics. But I mean, that slide is just, ugh. I mean, it's an obelisk on top of a gun. So it never did anything for me. So a rabbi is saying that I was shitting on him. No, I wasn't. Maybe I was. And then the CCP felt great until you fired it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, my first one, there were so many problems with that gun. It just, I think if I go back to any gun that I've ever shot and I was to tell you what is the worst gun that I ever shot, and I've shot a lot, I would tell you, man, that CCP is by far the worst gun that I've ever shot in my entire life. Now, again, I haven't shot everything. I haven't shot like high points and all this other shit, but at the same time, CCP is a piece of shit. It is a giant piece of shit. So for all you CCP people out there, sorry, but I'm not. Let's see. I'm not an elitist. I just think you need to get in the 21st century, Rabbi. Come on, man. No, but seriously, the PPS is a good gun. I don't like the trigger. Trigger was a little bit, it was like, it was a little bit heavy. A little bit heavy. Let's see. Worse than a Sky. Yeah, I mean, I've never shot a Sky either, so I'm not gonna lie to you and say I did, but I know Skies have a lot of problems. I would say that, you know, because I've never shot the Sky, that's the worst gun that I ever shot was that CCP. So I'm gonna go and see what I can get. I'm gonna go on the internet right now with all of you, and we're gonna see what the local bidding site has. Oh my God, what am I doing? Let's see. Let's put in a PPS M2. See what it comes up used. All right. So right now, oof, wow, brand new ski with an optic on there. Maybe, I don't know, optic capable at least. 423. So it's still commanding quite the price. That's pretty interesting. Still commanding the price. Now let's look at the CCP M2. 441. That's in the 380. So here's one 9mm. This one is 393. So if you had to pick between, oh wait, here is about, no, it's a 380. 275 for a 380. 440 for an M2. Like, why? Why the hell would anybody pay $440 for a CCP? I wouldn't. Yeah, get the LE edition, you get the 3 magazines. But I would also get an optic carry. I mean, in case you want to put one on there, you know. If not, no problem. But I had one. I had a PPS M2 with the, God, what's the name of that optic company? That's completely escaping my mind. I forget. All right, everybody. So we are now at almost 8:30. So I'm gonna go and say my final good nights to everybody and appreciate everybody for coming in. I mean, I have to say, let me just move that. I do have to say that there are 15 people in here. We got 12 thumbs up, which is kind of nice. So I appreciate that. And then there's live information. Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. Let me cancel that. But, you know, I do want to say to everybody, I always appreciate you guys coming out to these live chats, even though they're not really planned. Today, there was no agenda, just me sitting here saying hello, catching up, making sure everybody was aware that I'm still alive. I'm still alive for now. And then, you know, as we go through it, you know, we'll see some changes here and there. And, you know, what's, I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to be fine. But I want to say I appreciate all you coming out tonight. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you, Lake. I appreciate that, buddy. Stay tuned. I'm sure I'll do some reviews here and there. I got to start working on things. And then I'm going to go on a little bit of a break for 3 days with my son. And then this summer, off to Korea for World Games of Lacrosse. Ooh, boy, I'm excited. But I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you got a lot out of the chat, which you probably didn't. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm glad to see people popping in. And Rabbi, I hope you do well as well in your new digs. Armsman, you too. Rotodima, Scott, Peter, Lake. Appreciate all of you. And all those who did not say anything or were just kind of checking out the stuff. I appreciate you all. Pistol Pete, keep it up. All right, everybody keep safe out there in this crazy world and do the best you can for yourselves. Appreciate it, guys. Much love. Bye.